Hi, everybody. This is John with Straight Path Financial, and welcome to our series of instructional videos on how to enter your information into the Straight Path Financial professional online financial planning system. Okay, at this point, you will have logged in and set up your account, and you'll start here on the overview page. Under My Plan are all the headings where all the information for your plan will go, and we'll have videos on all of these sections. I'm going to suggest that the best place to actually start is at the bottom here with profile and goals and assumptions. Okay, so you're here on overview now. Go to the bottom of the My Plan list of headings here and click on profile and goals. So this is where you will enter the information about yourself and what you want your goals for your financial plan to be. And this is a great way to set the stage for all of the information above that in all these other menus. It'll give meaning to all that as you enter them. So if you start with the goals and where you're at now with your basic information, it's a great way to begin the process. Okay. So under profile and goals, under basic info, click the drop down arrow. And this will be a section for you. So you can click the pencil there, decide whether you're male or female, enter your birth month. Let's say I was born in April of 79. Okay. And then important here, longevity is a risk to a plan. So you want to be realistic here. You don't want to say, well, I just want to plan to when I'm 70. Because really, this might be just a few years after retirement. Pretty good chance your assets will last until 70. So I would suggest that you enter at least 90 here, even if you don't feel like you have longevity in your family. Maybe even as long as 95, but I'll just start with 90. And then I will also decide when I'm going to retire. So again, you click the drop down there. You can scroll through this if you want to, but I'm just going to enter 60 and hit enter. Defaults to 60 in 5 months. Well, let's say I want to retire right on my 60th birthday. Okay, so there's me. I'm male, April of 1979. I'm going to live till 90, or at least plan until 90, and then I'm going to retire at 60 and save that. Okay, if you are married, you can add a spouse here, and you just go through the same process for your spouse. Okay, click cancel. The next two sections here are, again, this is you, the basic information is you, and then these are your objectives. This is actually fairly important. So you click start, and then you can just click these boxes. There's a nice list here of things that you can evaluate in your financial plan. This first one is really kind of pretty important. You want to make sure you're saving enough, know you have enough to retire, find out if you can retire early if that's important to you, and on down the list here. This last one is actually pretty important also. If you want to evaluate other scenarios, what ifs, what if I work longer? What if I do Roth conversions? What if I pay off debt? What if I buy a vacation home? You can fill in the blank for whatever you want to do there. And then again, this just sets the stage. So let's say I want to create a budget. I want to know if I can retire early. And again, I want to know if I'm saving enough. So you can save those things. Again, your list will be different than mine. You can have all of those. You can just have one of them, whatever you want. It is your financial plan. And then if you want to make notes here, okay, it's important to me. Let's say I want to provide a good inheritance for my children. Okay. I would suggest you be more specific than that. I have a lot of clients that have a specific amount they want to leave for their children, and so you can document that there. It doesn't have to be one thing. You can document a number of things there, but this gives you the objectives and again, kind of your freehand notes of how you want your financial plan to be run and the goals that you want to have here. Okay, so that's profile and goals. If we go to assumptions then, all right, here is what I entered on the other page. So I'm going to plan until 90 and retire. And here we go. Plan until 90 and retire at 60. So that's already entered. You can enter it here if you want to. And then here under rates is where you enter essentially inflation numbers. Okay. So general inflation number, this is going to be what everything inflates at. So this would be wages. This would be expenses is a big part here. And so again, you can set optimistic or pessimistic numbers here. So let's say optimistically, we're only going to have 2% inflation over your lifetime. Pessimistically, maybe 3 or 4%. And then you can do evaluations based on both of those. Okay. And again, once you change those, it shows that to you over here. Social Security cost of living, it's a little bit higher now, but 2% has been the average over the last 10 or 15 years. This defaults to 0.5%. You can enter that as you want to. Housing rates, let's say optimistically, it's going to be 4% in my area. If you live in California or something like that, it might be higher than that. Pessimistically, 2%, or you could even say 1%. And then medical, important here that and we'll talk about this in the expenses category also, but medical expenses are going to inflate at a faster rate. So I would suggest to be realistic here. Yeah, maybe 4% or something like that. And then pessimistically, maybe 7%. Those are going to, your medical costs are going to rise at a faster rate than your general inflation. So make sure that you fill that out in a way that you feel comfortable with. Okay. All right. So all that's updated. You can do the same thing on toggles. Let's say I'm running my plan right now. I want to run all the optimistic numbers. You can do average or you can do pessimistic. And then under expenses, or I'm sorry, under taxes. Okay. This particular section is not completely intuitive in my opinion, so I'm just going to go through it really fast. So just to give you a basic quick history lesson on recent tax law. So in 2017, the Tax Cut and Jobs Act was passed and put into play in 2018. Those tax rates that we are in the middle of right now are actually going to expire at the end of 2025. So you can set your plan either for tax rates now from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, or you can say, well, I'm just going to assume that they've already sunset and essentially run your plan at a higher tax rate. Okay, so that's essentially what that means. Current tax rates after the current tax laws sunset after 2025, and you can choose which way you want to run your plan. Okay, so that is the basics of profile and goals and assumptions. Again, I suggest you start here after logging in, and this will set the stage for all your other planning. If you need any other direction there, feel free to let us know. You can schedule a time to talk to us online at straightpathfinancial.com. If you just want us to do it for you, you can do that too. Do the same thing. You can schedule a time to talk and what that would look like and what it would cost at straightpathfinancial.com. Thank you very much for your interest, and thank you for watching this video.